Hey everybody, it is a wet night in the Bronx, so the first intra-squad game of the year is delayed. Of course it is. Of course it is. I mean, it's not like we've been waiting for baseball since October. At this point, guys are opting out, guys are getting sick. DJ LeMahieu is sick, Luis Sessa is sick. David Price is sitting out the entire season, so is Felix Hernandez. Freddie Freeman of the Braves is apparently very sick. And Chris Bryant tonight announced that he is sitting out the season. So at this point, I'm not 100% sure we're actually going to have a season. And I credit MLB and the Players Association for trying to make it happen. But with more and more guys opting out and getting sick, it just wouldn't surprise me if they decide to shut things down again. You saw a lot of cities opened back up and are having to sort of take measures to shut down restaurants and bars and places where people gather because the virus apparently wasn't done with us. So hopefully we will get the season in. Tonight's matchup, Yankees versus Yankees. That's weird. So we had the schedule announced. The Yankees will open up against the Nationals July 23rd. July 29th will be their home opener. I believe they said it was against the Phillies. And then they play the Red Sox from July 31st through August 2nd, I believe. So that's great. We're getting a schedule. It's starting to get real. Let's just hope that they don't have to shut things down. The game is getting ready to start. Looked like the tarp was off the field, so I'm going to give it a watch and see what happens. Tonight's matchup is Happ versus Clarke Schmidt, so that'll be fun. Clarke Schmidt, a big-time prospect. Yankees' first-round draft pick in 2017. So let's see how it goes, and I'll be back. I'll record some footage if I can, and then we'll talk about what we saw.
And then he said he's got one that sweeps out of the zone. That's his swing and miss pitch. Yankees have really high hopes for Schmidt that he can be an impact pitcher.
Pitcher now, the Yankees expect good things from him. Chop on the left side, and Duhar will get Judge for the second out. Torres leads off first. There's that breaking ball. Getting Stanton, freezing him on the outside.
Stanton in midseason form.
Schmidt with a scoreless bottom of the first inning. We're just getting started. Yankees against the Bombers, the intra-squad game. They have against such a new rule that's just put in for this year, although they experimented it with it in some minor leagues. Most baseball purists don't love it, but in all likelihood, you do get the game over in a quicker fashion.
Michael, in the minor leagues, when it was used last year, the game was over after one inning 73% of the time, after two innings 20% of the time, after three innings 7% of the time. So you never had a game that had more than three extra innings, and 3/4 of them were over after one extra inning.
And that would be mission accomplished. That's why the rule is in. So Judge against Green. And he goes down on strike, so Green looks sharp.
And two. Well, what does that tell you? That means Gardner's going to get a day or two a week where he's going to play center field. They're not going to have these guys playing 7 days a week. And there's Stanton shooting one to right field. He'll end his day with a base hit. Florial moving over again and picking it up.
All right, so intra-squad baseball, huh? It's weird to see, and first of all, let me apologize for the terrible footage and sound quality. I had to record that on my iPhone because Yes Network doesn't stream on my computer. But it's so surreal to see these guys out there playing with no fans in the stands. And then they got a backup catcher, a bullpen catcher, serving as the umpire. It had a very summer league, beer league kind of feel to it. I was surprised to see that they didn't use an electronic strike zone because they have the technology to do that. That would help with, making sure that all the calls were correct and guys had legitimate at-bats. But, I mean, I guess, it doesn't really matter. What an odd experience for Clarke Schmidt. Kind of an MLB debut in a Major League stadium at least, unless he's pitched, in a futures game, which I don't think he has. But a lot of times these big prospects pitch or play in tournaments at Major League parks. But what a weird way to break into the big leagues during the middle of the coronavirus season. First two hitters he faces are Aaron Hicks, Aaron Judge, then Giancarlo Stanton, and he pitched well. If you had told him that those were the first three hitters he would face in the big leagues, he would have told you, oh man, I got traded. Nope. But actually, it doesn't really count because it is an intra-squad game, but it looks like he'll be on the roster because he was really good. He was really sharp. That breaking ball was a legit major league breaking ball. I thought he was terrific. The hitters didn't look great. There were a lot of bad swings, a lot of dribblers. Giancarlo looked, out of sorts. Judge didn't look good. And you could tell by how good they were making some of these pitchers look. Jonathan Holder was really good out there. And Jonathan Holder, as we know, is not a good pitcher. The sound was off on the broadcast, so there was a bit of like an echo or a delay between when somebody would make contact or when a ball would hit a mitt and what you're seeing visually on the screen, which I think is just one of the reasons they're doing this. I mean, they have to overcome those technology issues. The broadcasters weren't in the ballpark. Michael Kay was broadcasting from what looked like his office in his home. And they had John Flaherty and David Cohn in studio. I mean, it's just weird. It's different. It's different. There's that hard-hitting analysis you came for. Garrett Cole on the mound tomorrow night in an intra-squad game. Let me know in the comments if it's worth covering. I'll try and get some footage at least. But, it's going to be on the Yes Network, so feel free to tune in. But it looks like only a couple weeks till baseball. Hopefully, we'll see.